Okay guys, and we are back. We are back for the competition of the Champions League. I do apologise. The stream, it did go down after we were in the middle of the live draw. I will show you guys what we got, and obviously I've only done the pot ones, so nothing exciting has come. As you can see on the screen, I have AD of Oliver Renzi that just called out of pot number 1, team 1. And then Vikings. I'm not sure if you guys saw that on the last stream. We got Vikings that got called out. And then the one we just did when the stream was getting put offline was Silence. So I'm going to go add Silence onto the standings now. I do apologise, guys. I'm not sure what the problem was, but we'll get that added now. So Silence was the third team to get it placed out of pot number 1. So Silence from Spain. Now there's only one team left from pot number 1. So let's take a look to see who that will be. And that is Juventus Bucharesti. So Juventus have been placed into the last spot. Juventus, another strong side in the competition from Romania, also compete for many titles. I don't think anyone on the PC community who don't know who Juventus Bucharesti are, another big name. If you guys can comment in the video, just let me know if everything's okay. If you can hear me, if the quality's good, please let me know in the comment section, guys. That would be appreciated. So that is all the pots of pot number 1 completed. AD Oliver Renzi, Vikings, Silence, and Juventus Bucharesti. So guys, we're going to move across into pot number 4. So for pot number 4, guys, this is who we're playing against the pot number 1s. So there's 4 teams in this one, which are Fertuca, PT Rangers, Lynx, and Funkop. So they are the 4 teams in pot number 4 for the Champions League. So guys, let's go to the knockout stage. The first team will be playing against AD Oliver Renzi. So if PT Rangers do get called out, those two will not be playing each other because they're both from Portugal. So if PT Rangers does get called out, they'll be playing against Vikings, which is the next fixture. Just to make that clear. Because obviously in the knockout stages, we don't want nations from, teams from the same nations playing against each other in the first round. So let's start off now. The first team to get pulled out of pot number 4 is Funkop FC from Spain. So Funkop FC will be playing against AD Oliver Renzi. Funkop take part in the VPG Spain and the Esports Premier. So their first fixture of the campaign is AD Oliver Renzi. Now moving across into the next one, we'll be playing against Vikings. The Vikings are from Spain. So if Lynx do get called up in this next drawing, they will not be playing against each other because they're both from Spain. So let's take a look to see who the next team to get pulled out of pot number 4. And it's PT Rangers. Oh, so far so good. PT Rangers against Vikings. PT Rangers, another strong side. And they've been pulled up against Vikings Esport. Now moving across into the next one. Everything should be good. We shouldn't have no nations playing against the same nation. It's all been called up now, which is pretty decent. So for the next fixture, we have Silence from Spain. And Silence will be playing against Fertuca FC from Morocco. So Silence will be playing against Fatuka. That's a name I'm not familiar with. So obviously, welcome to the Champions League. And they'll be playing against a very strong side. Oh, doing it wrong there, my apologies. So Fatuka from Morocco. Playing against a strong side of Silence. Now for the last fixture from pot number 1 versus pot number 4, Juventus Bucharesti will be playing against. So if you know you're the last team from pot number 4, you know it's you. But we'll cover it anyway. And that's Lynx 4K. Give me a moment, I'll take a look at the comments shortly. So Lynx 4K. So let me just read these comments. The comments were... Funkop was in the same group as ADO in the group stage. All teams were in the same groups. Okay, yeah. I mean, all I've been told is just to make sure that teams from the same nation aren't playing each other in the knockout stages. I mean, I know there was 4 groups. I've just been told to add teams to the groups, and yeah, I'll have to leave it as it is, because obviously the pot 1 and pot 4 has been done. I can't just redo it. But for the next one, any suggestions are welcome. Obviously, we can keep improving the draws, but if they're in the same group, then I wasn't told for that one, so I do apologise. But that fixture will be confirmed. AD Oliver Enzo will be playing against Funkop, so I do apologise, guys. So pot number 1 and pot number 4 has been completed. Now we're moving across into pot number 2 versus pot number 3. So let's take a look at the list of teams from pot number 2. We have NUI, we have Be Humble, QPR, and is it Next E Club? I think that's the one. And then from pot number 3, we have Remember the Name, Northside, One Moment, and Back to Basics. Yeah, I get you. So someone's put the problem now are so many teams from the same countries and they cannot face each other, etc. I mean, we're all for suggestions. I mean, once this draw has been done, if you put in the suggestions chat, anything you want to see improved, we can always work on it for the next ones. But yeah, I do appreciate all the comments. All feedback is welcome. Okay, so we're going to start off with pot number 3, guys. So Champions League pot number 3, we're going to do all those teams first, and they'll be playing against, oh, pot number 2, sorry, and they'll be playing against pot number 3. So let's get into Champions League pot number 2. So here are the 4 teams from pot number 2. Let's draw them out. So for the first one, we have QPR Esport. They'll be going in fixture 2 as the home side, which is QPR. I'm not sure what's up with my mouse today. It's clicking on the wrong things. I don't know what's going on. I need to get a new mouse. It's just so sensitive. As you saw, it just changed something else. QPR. They are fixture 2 for this one. Now moving across into the next team. We have NUI from Spain. Another big name. NUI from Spain. They play in the VPG Spain competition and in the Esports Prem. If there is any NUI captains in here, is your team name just NUI or is it Team NUI? If you can let me know in the comment section, that would be appreciated. So that's NUI, we're called out second. Now there's 2 more teams in pot number 2. and that is Next E Club. So Next E Club. I think they're also from Spain. That's Next E Club. Let me just double check. I'm pretty sure they are from Spain. Next E Club. Yep, they're from Spain. And then for the last team to get pulled out of this one, which is Be Humble, but I'll show you guys anyway. So Be Humble are last to be pulled out of pot number 2. So Be Humble, if you're not familiar with them, Italian giants. They obviously were on PlayStation and now are playing on a PC console. So Be Humble are going into fixture 8 as team number 1. So that is Be Humble. I think let's just double check. There we go. And that is pot number 2 completed, guys. So we've got pot number 3 to complete, so we'll see who the pot number 2s will be playing against. Just to confirm with you guys, obviously with the nation per nation. So in pot number 2 we have NUI from Spain, Be Humble from Italy, QPR from England, and Next E Club from Spain. Let's take a look. Okay, so pot number 3 isn't so bad. We have 3 teams from France and 1 from England. So the only duplicate of nations from pot 2 to pot 3 is if QPR will come up against one moment. So if that happens, then yeah, those 2 won't be playing against each other. Apart from the others, everything seems fine. But that does seem very strong with pot number 2 versus pot number 3. Some great teams in all of those pots. So let's get this last pot sorted, guys. So let's move across into pot number 3. So we've got 4 teams in here. The first team getting pulled out of pot number 3 will be playing against QPR Esport. So this team will be playing against QPR. Let's take a look to see who it will be. And it's Remember the Name. So for fixture number 2, we have Remember the Name. I couldn't put their full name, so just put Remember TN, but that is Remember the Name versus QPR. Now for the next one, the next team will be playing against NUI from Spain. So taking NUI from Spain will be One Moment from England. So we're playing against NUI is English Giants, One Moment. And I'll be playing against NUI. Oh, we have Cristiano, who's also in the comments. Welcome, Cristiano. He is the manager of Juventus Bucharesti. I'm pretty sure he's one of the strikers. Fantastic player. So the next one, guys, is the Next E Club from Spain. So Next E Club will be playing against Back to Basics from France. So Back to Basics are currently sitting top of the Premier League. And seeing them in pot number 3, obviously it was a bit of a surprise. But anything can happen in pro clubs. So they're in pot number 3 and they've been drawn up against Next E Club from Spain. So Back to Basics are in fixture number 6 against Next E Club. Also like to say I like the new Back to Basics new logo. It's pretty nice. Back to Basics against Next E-Club. Now for the last fixture, it's Be Humble, and they'll be playing against, I'm pretty sure it's Northside, but we'll do the draw anyway. Pretty sure it's Northside. There we go, MGT Northside. Got a fantastic sponsor there. I know MGT, they have many teams on the PlayStation community. So it's good to see they are working with Northside as well. So that is the last fixture of the Champions League. Be Humble, fixture number 8, are taking MGT Northside. Let me read a few some of the comments. We have Lumix Sands. We face Back to Basics, who are on our group 2. We are so lucky. So here are your round of 16 teams in the Champions E-League competition. AD Oliver Lorenzi versus Funcop from Spain. We have QPR Esports from England taking Remember the Name. And Remember the Name are from, let's take a look, from France. We have Vikings Esports from Spain taking PT Rangers from Portugal. We have NUI from Spain playing against One Moment from England. We have Silence from Spain taking on Fatuca FC from Morocco. We have Next E-Club from Spain versus Back to Basics from France. We have Juventus Bucharesti from Romania playing against Lynx 4K from Spain. And the last fixture, Be Humble from Italy versus MGT Northside from France. Let me double check. MGT Northside. Check their logo. Yes, they are from France. Perfect. So that is your round of 16, guys. Best of luck to all the teams on the Champions E-League competition. Let me just double check to see when these matches will be scheduled onto the VPG app. So Taz has mentioned, let's take a look. We played on Tuesday at 22. So maybe that's 22 French time and 21 UK. I'll double check. But yeah, these matches will be scheduled for Tuesday. Yeah. Okay, guys, thank you for obviously tuning in, and we're gonna move across into the Europa League live draw. So we're going to move across into that one now. Let's back out of this. And we have the 4 pots for the Europa League. So let's just move all these fixtures. If someone can get a screenshot of that for me, that would be appreciated. If you can get the screenshot of all of these fixtures, that would be great. So moving across into the Europa E-League knockout live draw. Also, I do like to apologise, obviously, for the error in the beginning of the stream. It did get shut down. I'm not sure for what reason, but I do apologise that it did have to be reset. So we're just resetting the draw now for the Europa League. And we are ready for the Europa E-League live draw. So if you are from the Europa League, do leave a comment in the comment section. Welcome to the stream. We're going to do the same process as we did with the Champions E-League. If you have a nation from the same groups, you can't play against each other. So that was the Champions League. Now let's take a look at the Europa. Now let's welcome some of these teams in the competition for the Europa. Let's go to this page. So the Europa, we welcome Rebrand Project, Monsters AC. I think it's Illuminati, but it used to be called Supreme. We have Zebra FC, PDC, Gantz FC, FC Guignan, if that's how you pronounce it. Almodrinvin. Don't know how to pronounce that, but welcome. The team at the bottom, I think it's Wiven Kitra. So welcome them to the stream. The one in the green logo, I'm not sure, but yeah, literally welcome everyone. Some new faces I'm not familiar with, but good to see you guys and how you get on in the Europa League. So that is the 16 teams in this competition. Got quite a lot from France here, quite a few from Turkey, one from Germany, and only one from England in this competition. It's going to be moving across into the Europa League knockouts live draw. So guys, let's start off with the Europa League pot number 1. So let's start off with that now. Let's get these. Do apologise for that draw. Go into a quick intro and then we'll be back. Okay, and we are ready for the draw, guys. We've got the Europa League 4 teams from pot number 1 in here now. And let's get them drawn up. So the first one, we have Zebra FC from France. So fixture number 1, we have Zebra.